wanted to do but put off a bit. But what happened to my S13? It's behind me at the moment, just waiting on the panel beater to organise a tow truck to take it to get assessed. About 2 weeks ago from when I filmed this, I was driving back from GK Tech after visiting the boys. Pretty calm drive. I don't think I even thrashed it this last drive, which is a bit sad really. Didn't really get to enjoy it. The car only had about 700 k's on it when this happened. But yeah, driving past my work, driving past Robinson's Road, the car in front of me, a Ranger, locked his brakes up fully. At that point I slammed mine on, didn't lock up. I was just coming up behind him and boom, hit from behind by a light truck, like a little Isuzu truck. I didn't even look in my wing mirror. I knew as soon as I pushed my brakes I was getting hit. It was probably, I was going about 80k when I put my brakes on, and yeah, it was just all over. I went pretty much under his rear bumper and the tow bar went through my grille, smashed everything at the front. I'll show you the damage shortly. And yeah, the guy behind me swerved off to the side. We got off the side of the road. My car's still in the middle, they drove off. Interruption, the tow truck's about 15 minutes off, so lucky I did this now. But yeah, a bit of damage to the other cars, but not much. They drove off to the side and I was stuck in the middle of the road. I ran over, pulled everything off the middle of the road, pretty much stopped traffic as I gathered up as much shit off the road as I could, chucked it into the car. Nothing usable, of course, everything was pretty smashed. Got the guys, pushed it off the road, and then started to ask what happened. The guy in front blatantly said, wasn't paying attention, had to slam my brakes on, and yeah, everything went from there. The guy behind me was actually really nice, young guy. Goes, I'm admiring your car, and oh, I'm sorry man, I tried not to, which I appreciate, but obviously it happened. I was devastated. Sitting on the side of the road, didn't know what to do. Luckily a mate came and got me, and yeah, just waited for the tow truck, and yeah, now it's sitting behind me waiting on the next step. The damage from behind is reasonably bad. Smashed off a rear pod, smashed the bumper, tail light, over fender, boot spoiler, the filler panel. The boot doesn't actually shut now, and if that'll focus in there, it's pushed right up to the jack that I only put in a week before, so that kind of stopped everything from going further. Not that it helped too much anyway. Up to the front, she's pretty bad. Everything's smashed. Head bricks, bonnet's mangled as well, obviously. Everything that's hard to get obviously is gone. The radiator hit the front of the engine, killing it straight away. Destroyed the Hall effect sensor. You can actually see where the radiators hit the VCT key as well. The braided line's destroyed. You can see everything's just gone at the front. The tow bar from the Ranger went through about here. Luckily missed the throttle body, hit here. Still have to pull everything off and inspect it. Radiator, this fan's obviously destroyed too. Intercooler pretty mangled. Surprised by this indicator surviving, the other one's got a few cracks in it. Nismo plastic grille absolutely destroyed. The vents out of the bumper gone. Even bent the bloody radiator mounts. It's a bit surprised by. And going back, there's even a couple of little cracks in the seam sealer back here with a few stretch marks in the middle in there. But I guess at the point we're at now, we just wait, see what the panel beater's got to say, see what goes on from here. But yeah, pretty sad about the whole situation. I was devastated waiting on the side of the road. I'll update once we hear back from the panel beater what's going on. Thank you. The point where we can finally finish this video off. Everything with insurance has been sorted now, and yeah, the days of the S13 are over. As most of you have guessed, well, everyone that knows me anyway, the drivetrain in the S15 is actually from my old S13. Still have the S13 here, and this is how it sits now. So you can see I've taken the rear over fender off, it's actually under the car. See how buckled that fender actually is underneath. Would need to put a whole new cut on there, especially panel beater wise. For the shop it's bent right back up to here, so it was a decent hit. But yeah, she's crumpled right over in there, same as the boot. As for the front, it's all damaged down the bottom support, over there, a little bit over here. See the kink in there properly now with the engine out. But yeah, that's what's happened to her, and I'm glad to say it was a good outcome. I'm happy I come to an agreement with the insurance company, and that's all been paid out, it's all been settled, so this car can now get sold on. I just want to show you the state it's in, and I'll put some clips in of how it was before, and I'll put a link in the video in the bottom in the description of my friend little Chris's video on this car when it was actually going. It was a fun car, so that's what kept me motivated for the S13, because I know how it's going to be, already know the power it's going to be. Gives me a little bit of motivation. But yeah, overall that's what happened to my S13, and that's why I haven't seen any pictures of it, haven't seen any videos of it. It was my baby, and I'm still devastated about it now. It was 3-4 months after it all happened, and yeah, still cut up that I can't have it, but on with bigger, better things. See the intercooler. I actually want to pressure test that and see if it holds pressure still, because I don't know if it's ripped. It looks alright. It was a pretty good intercooler. The bumper radiator is absolutely destroyed once we got it out. See the fins there, pressure from the crank there, that mark there from the trigger sensor. Yeah, and the whole thing is bowed. That fan might still be okay. Both fans might be okay actually. Might pull them off and check them. No point chucking them out if I don't need to. Keep them as spares. But yeah, that's what's happened to my S13. Just totaled, written off, whatever you want to call it. We'll go on to the next home. Hopefully I've got a mate lined up to buy it, as it's still actually a registered shell, so it'll get reborn. See what happens to it.